season finale of the GT4 World Tour here with ESR. Mio on board once again, starting in the top 10, but not comfortable, not confident. I am never, in all likelihood, going to drive this Audi again. The course of this series has kind of convinced me that it is quite possibly the worst GT4 car in the entire field. That might be a bit harsh. That might seem a little harsh. But I think it is. I think it honestly is the case. We'll go 40 to start with. It is not good at anything. It suffers from tremendous understeer, amongst other things. Not super responsive. It is very stable, but for example, you're gonna see me break through Blanchimont a couple of times in this race, probably, depending on how it guards track cuts, because doing everything was squeezed out of it, I assure you. Yeah, with like 40 seconds to go. Dropped the wing and just went for the full power build. Anyways, that's it. We'll turn on the Discord so you guys can hear everyone else talk, and
Have fun.
let's get the tire warmers on her, and let's get out there. Or, pardon me, these are GT4s, so they don't have tire warmers. It's going to be cold. So we'll find out what happens. Careful at the start. Everyone's going to be on cold tires. These GT4s don't have warmers like the GT3s.
Stay double file.
We have a widget, right? Oh, Max Simmons is here today. There's a very narrow green band on that widget. Wow. I'm used to it being a little bit wider. Anyways, 9th at the start. Get some heat into the brakes and the tires if I can. Just avoided a drive through there, I think. Okay, we're gonna attach a brake into here. Gonna give Tobin and McRae the spots because honestly, being on the outside just has that advantage. And hook up a tow from Wentworth here. Probably can't get McRae at Camel. That McLaren is absolutely dynamite in the straight. The Ginetta of Wentworth is not. You can see what I mean there as Simmons and Tobin come to blows. Tobin gets pushed wide. Not sure if that would be a penalty. Didn't get a great view if Simmons really changed lines. I will say Simmons is, I think, wasting his time trying to defend here. That KTM won't come into its own until later in the lap.
Car on the right.
Cole McRae off in the side there.
Clear on the right.
And we grab the McLaren spot. And everyone ahead of Simmons is kind of sprinting clear. So the top 6 admittedly are just in a different class today, I think. The gaps in qualifying from 6th to 7th was one of the largest gaps you're ever going to see, I think. And it really does feel like the top 6 in qualifying will be the top 6 in the race unless they fuck up. So, best case for me, I think, is a battle for 7th place with Simmons, Wentworth, that type of guys. Their cars are. Get a little break there at Blanchimont. That's going to feel so weird doing. At some point, I'll probably not do it and just kind of do the track cut. But if it's a warning, I don't want it, because if you get a drive-through at Spa, your race is just absolutely over. For a lap time goal, I'm looking for 2:33 on the best side, 2:34 is being acceptable. But if we get into like 2:35s, maybe 2:35s like right now, while the tires are still kind of heating up, that'd be okay. I think that was a cut. Warning. Oh, shit. Okay. So if Eau Rouge is going to be the warnings, yeah, we can't afford to cut at Blanchimont. Cannot afford to do it. Everything has to be saved for cuts at Eau Rouge, because Eau Rouge is a part of the track you're going to cut regardless of how hard you try not to do it. As Wentworth has found a way past the KTM. These are both cars that are very bizarre. The Ginetta has all handling and no top line speed. And the KTM is just weird in that under the right circumstances it has a lot of speed, and under the wrong circumstances it's a weak straight line car. It's very strange. Very strange car. That's why if anyone remembers my GT4 impressions video, it was on my, along with the Maserati, it was on my do not use for newbies list. 100%. Not because it's slow, but because it's very confusing. So we got on our tail McRae, Alonso, and Keckley. Get the brake on. Power through Blanchimont. Looks like a couple other people are trying the brake move, I think. Oh, come on, Alonso! That was bullshit. He was not even the car behind me. He was the car behind the person behind. That is horse shit. Absolutely ruined my race. Fucking hell, Alonso. I'm tired of this. I'm really tired of the history of ESR drivers dive bombing other cars and hitting the car ahead. Guys, you're torpedoing from way too far back.
Slow car ahead.
It is ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm a little angry right now. It's not cool. Especially on lap 2 of the race. Fuck. I mean, Diego's a good guy. I don't mind racing him, but Lord, anytime that happens, I totally understand why there are a lot of people who are very, very angry with how things have been raced lately. It's getting worse. People who are not normally people who would do that are doing it, I think, honestly, to defend against people who otherwise would. And, it's kind of gotta stop being accepted. Now I need to recenter myself and see about salvaging what I can. There's still a pit stop. We can do some strategy things to try to maximize what I got. What's the damage like? Pull up my pit stop. when we hit after Stavlo. There we go. Okay. It's only a 7 seconds worth of damage, so it's not too bad. Car feels okay. Car feels fine. So we got that going for me. If we're careful through Eau Rouge and Blanchimont, we can avoid any other track cut penalties. Maybe some people will get drive-throughs. Here's where the Delta's going to go insane. Although I think I'm in 35s. Which is a little slower than I'd like to be, but faster than Cheney. Give Alonso credit for one thing. He didn't try to speed away with it, but still. I have a great deal of patience for people who hit me when we're battling, like, you know, nose to tail or something. That happens. That's sim racing. It's just that lately there's been a bit of an epidemic of please don't give me the cut, please don't give me the cut, please don't give me the cut. Thank you. Was a little bit off there. Very worried. There's just been an epidemic lately of, like, you're not even hitting the car ahead of you. You're hitting the car ahead of the car ahead of you. And there's not... That's not a shit happens. That's a badly done move. Like, if I catch up to Cheney here, let's say, hypothetically, Cheney catches up to Cole McRae, I think is the car ahead of him, the McLaren. Let's say we catch up, and let's say I go for a move on Cheney, and I hit Cheney. Okay, maybe a penalty, but there's not really a systemic problem there. That's gonna happen. But if I hit McRae, which is what happened to me, that's insane. Like, at that point, I'd be like, you know, take all my points. Like, I don't deserve them. Not feeling any damage to the car, but it does feel like it's got a little bit of a straight line problem. Do I pit now? I don't know. Until I see, like, problem is that if I do it now, I'm going to be asking for a lot from the tires. About the same pace as Cheney that time around. Catching Cole. Tobin's in the pits, probably done in his Maserati. We saw him at the side of the road, hitting up against the wall. So the fact that he had to pit before the window really does do his day in. Normally I'd be like, you know, try salvage it. I mean, I'd still come out, but I know Tobin is not, like, competing for championships or anything. He's kind of shits and giggling at me. He picked the Maserati. Enough said. Kind of like myself, you know. Did himself in at car selection. Depends if I get stuck behind Cheney. If I get stuck behind Cheney, I'll duck in early. But the way he is going really wide in a number of places, I think I can get past him. Probably not here.
Car on the right.
Because going around the...
Clear on the right.
Or, okay! I think he ceded that to me. I don't think he fought for that. You don't generally see too many around the outside of La Frange overtakes, if we're being completely honest. Sorry about the John Archie SOS stuff. Looks like his push to talk is maybe a shift button, which is a bit of a weird choice. So down to the 140, 240, 34s. So I'm going too slowly. So damage is not a huge concern. I'm also a little bit unsure on my fuel. So I'd at least like to get to the halfway mark. That's John Archie. I like that livery in the pit lane. So this is the part of the track where McRae should have a huge advantage over me. That McLaren is a rocket ship in a straight line. Hemian's Mercedes and the Alpine of Belodi in striking distance. Alpine is the weakest of those in a straight line. Of course, Alpine, the Renault performance line. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with a GT3 car from Alpine at some point. Now that they're trying to resurrect that brand. Especially with Nissan doing so little in the GT market right now. It won't be the A110, which is what is in this game, because I don't think you can make that into a GT3 car. They gotta have something. I'm not overly familiar with the Alpine brand. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Picked up a huge amount of time in La Frange, not having to go around Cheney. McRae needs to watch it. He might have just got a track cut at Stavelot, which again, you don't want to drive through around here. And with Eau Rouge being the way it is, oh shit. Please don't cut me. Please don't cut. Thank you. Hemian's in the 36, Belodi and McRae are in the low 35, so I'm catching these guys at a pretty hefty rate. So we might need to think about that early pit stop. Mind you, I only need about 2 more laps to have my fuel pretty well figured out, so that's okay. Turcotte in the pit lane. There was someone else there that we didn't see. Oh no! I think Hemian got in the back of Belodi.
Oh, sorry.
Or, no, Belodi with an apology, so maybe Belodi got into something? I don't know. Maybe he lost it off of Eau Rouge. Oh no, Alonso's near me. I'm paranoid. I've seen that white Aston Martin do things I don't want to have it do again. Alright, Hemian next on my list. Trevor Cheney and Jake Keckley are unfortunately probably a little bit out of the equation. Unless their fates change. Wow. That was easy. Somebody in the pits up ahead. Ah, William Murrah. Shout out to William Murray. He's been very clean lately. I was going to say, I think Hemian's damaged. That would explain a lot as he hits the pit lane. Not sure what happened with Bellotti, but I think it picked up Cliff in the process. Another lap and we'll have the fuel situation worked out. Started the race on 40. Be down to something like 12. So that'll be like 28 used, 56. So yeah, if we take on 20 liters, I think we'll be fine. It'll leave us with a lap extra, which is good. I do think I have to turn the tire pressures up a little bit, though. 26.8 is the beginning of it, of the zone. And you can see my fronts are below that by a fair bit. I think the left front's more or less okay, but the right front is a concern. Gap to Cheney, 12.5 seconds. Keckley and Simmons were also people I thought I'd be maybe fighting with, along with Wetworth probably in the mix up there.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
But not after getting rear-ended at bus stop, I don't think. Okay, so fuel's about 26, call it 52. 60 be okay. 8 liters extra is not going to be the end of the world. Not in these cars. Good run through bus stop. Saved a fair amount of time. Plenty of time left in the pit window. Pressures are generally going up. So I think it's just the variance that's kind of killing me right now. Probably still turn the fronts up a little bit though. I think they're a little too out of it. Up to 5th place. We're 31 seconds ahead. Well, we may have reached the boring phase of the race, unfortunately. Wentworth in the pit lane. Do I pit this lap? Simmons is in as well. I feel like the answer is yes. Let's do it. Longest pit lane in the world. The advantage of the longest pit lane in the world is you have a lot of time to adjust your pressures. Let's give me +1 on the back as well. I don't honestly think we need to do the body work and suspension. It's not. Looks like it's not even really suspension that's damaged. Oop, kind of driving a little bit awkward here. One of the rare pit lanes in the world that actually has a braking zone. Okay. And yeah, we can run on 30. We can run on 30 liters. I don't think it's going to be a problem. The answer is probably somewhat less than that, but it's not bad. There's my marker. Up ahead. Couple cars in the pitch. Keckley, Simmons, and Wentworth. So I'll join the long run there. Did I? Yeah! Perfect. Perfect job in the pit lane. Oh, legs are a little bit sore today, but I don't think we need to stretch them out. Let's get the relative up again. So Keckley, Alonso in. There goes Keckley. I like that livery too. There's a couple of nice Mercedes liveries. Not a lot of variety in the GT4 category yet. 3. Okay. On. Go. Feels like they're missing some stuff from the GT4 European series. Alonso with a drive-through penalty. Well, that's his race done. I was going to say, I was very nervous that might be me. Oh, well, hello, Trevor Cheney. Here I was thinking I hadn't really pulled anything off in the pits, but going long, I've got Trevor Cheney in sight. And a top 10 at Spa might just be on the table. He's probably going to pull away from me for a bit. These tires are very, very cold. There are no tire blankets in GT4. Hopefully we got the pressures right at the pit stop. Going up a little bit. A more inflated tire might have some heat issues. Well ahead of Seth Cheney. Riccobeni is in the pits. Looks like he might have been the last one. It'd be interesting afterwards to check out the lap times Cheney was doing versus what I was doing out there, because maybe I should have stayed out. Because if I stayed out, who knows, maybe this 2.5 second gap would be the other way. No real shot at Keckley and the others. Not without significant problems for them, but started 9th. If I could pick up a 10th despite being rear-ended, that would not be a bad day at the office. That gap growing a little bit right now. Not surprising. You're always going to have a pretty slow out lap after a pit stop in the GT4s. But we can see the pressure is there. The temp is pretty much there now. He's running 235.7. And we know from experience I can run that. So here we go. Let's hunt ourselves down in Aston Martin. Big lift through Eau Rouge. Avoid any penalties. Actually, I've already made up about a couple of tenths this lap. That's good. Looks like I have the edge in the straight line speed, which I wouldn't have expected. I would have thought the Aston would have me in the straight line. Late break into Lake Combe, maybe a bit of a mistake. Slight mistake to go into fourth gear a little bit early there, but too bad. Into... Can't remember if this is Rochelle's or Malady. No name is next up. And then Pouillon. Shouldn't have gone into sixth gear there. Lost about a tenth. Into Les Franges. Or however this is pronounced. I apologize if I'm butchering any turn names. No, I think this is Campos, and then Stablo's next one. I just kind of I treat them as the same corner, so I just think of it as Stablo. Closing the gap. Alonso's closing the gap to me, but he's got a penalty to serve, so it's not. And it's going to be a pretty big deal for him. Because this pit lane is long. 235s for Keckley and Wentworth. Interesting. Probably can catch up to them a little bit. I just think that they have too much on me. Yep, 34.5. We are... Looks like I have definitively top 10 speed today. Shout out to Diego Alonso, who I've kind of bashed a lot for hitting me and also getting a drive-through penalty, but it looks like he's got some good speed today as well. So he has been with me step for step. And for a bronze-rated driver, that ain't half bad. But unfortunately for me, the question is, do I get Trevor Chaney or not? And I've got 9 minutes to do it. In fairness, probably more like 10 because this is Spa. Tire pressures are still not really where I want them, but better. Nothing's coming in too high, except for maybe the left rear. 27.4 is a little bit out of the zone. I believe the cap of the zone is stated at 27.3. Pace is taking a pickup, though. On pace for pretty much a qualifying lap here. Probably get slowed down by Chaney because I think I'm going to be on him at the bus stop. Brake a little early to avoid rear-ending him. And you can see he lost probably about a half second. In no rush to get him. Alonso's in the pits, so he's gone. And I'm catching Keckley, but 13 seconds and 7 minutes is not really realistic. Unless there's some penalties to be had. And speaking of penalties, that is my second warning. You have to be very careful through Eau Rouge next time.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
You can't do that, Seth! Or Trevor,
Car on the
whichever
left.
Cheney it is I'm fighting with. I have right to room. I'll have to look at that in the replay, maybe. Lap 13. We'll see if I deserve a report for that. But to me, it seemed like he came over on me, as if he dove late into Lake Combe to either incidentally or to try to defend, and then realize what he'd done and try to correct. That's what it felt like. But it is also possible I came into his lane. I don't know. The fact that he ceded the position to me suggests he doesn't really disagree, as I had a terrible run through La Frange there. Alright. Let's not dwell on the contact. Let's figure out my shit and get moving here. This lap is going to be pretty shitty. I've only got one warning left for track cuts, so let us stay the fuck away from those if we can, please. I think this is like my first top 10 of the season coming in the finale here. So it's like the Audi knows I don't want to drive it anymore. It's like, no, 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 please don't leave me. There we go. Better run. Kind of annoys me because, like, I feel like I definitively had Keckley. Like, just looking at the times that are coming up. Cheney's not done with me yet. He's found a little pace. Considering I'm doing a decent lap time here, he is doing pretty well. Although I did do the upgrade to 6th gear again. I'm used to shorter geared cars lately. This thing has got some like I really even shouldn't be going up at a 6th into La Frange. It's not too bad. Oh. Cheney smells weakness. So Blanchimont's not been too bad having to brake. Added a little bit of extra bodywork damage to the contact to Cheney. We're now up to about 9.5 seconds of repair time. It's not too bad. Cheney's had some pace here. I thought I really had him covered off once I got past him. And that has not been the case. Yeah, there is no suspension damage, just bodywork. Which is always good, because if you get suspension damage, that's when the repair times start to increase astronomically, because, well, in real life, that's when they gotta start, like, pulling shit off the car. Taking it to the garage, as opposed to just, you know, the old, you got a hammer? Yeah. Got some gaffer tape? Yeah. Alright, let's go fix this bitch. Car 961 drive through. That's William Murrah. That might be another spot for me. Because that's going to be a huge penalty. Where am I silver-wise? Am I just behind Keckley? I don't know what, I think Max Simmons is up there somewhere. Oh, he's gold for this one. Okay, so he's pro. That drive-through for Murrah, that has got to suck. So I'm kind of finally checking out on the Cheneys. Murrah is serving the drive-through, so let's see. Can I get it done? I think I can, but I have no idea where he is in the pit lane. Okay, so he's getting closer to Eau Rouge. He might come out ahead still. Ten seconds. He's cleared the drive-through. Nah, he's gonna beat me. He's gonna beat me out of it. That might be a track cut. Yeah, warning number 3. He's gonna have colder tires though. I don't really think this is on though. I could have tried to force that. But this is the advantage of being someone I don't 100% trust in Murrah is I don't necessarily trust him not to just try to slam the door shut. Alright, well, we have a winner. And assuming I don't cut the track, it'll be a 10th place for me. Pending penalties. Why am I going down to 3rd? That's a 4th gear turn. Didn't really make Murrah sweat. Probably should have. Probably should have. Fireworks during the day. Really think they would have designed this to not use the fireworks during the day. You can barely see them. All right, well, 10th place. Could have been more. Could have been more if I had gone hard for that spot against Murrah. Definitely could have been more if we didn't get hit. Everyone's celebrating. So I really think I could have had Keckley, for sure. We'll do a cool down lap here at Spa. You guys can enjoy the scenery. Couple people leaving early. That's a little rude. Really should stick around. Just for the commentary team's sake. No live commentary here today.
Did you win?
I wasn't going to win anything, so I don't understand your question.
I meant you win this race. Like, I just saw the finishing order.
I finished 10th. Could have had 9th if I really shoved it on Murrah when he came out of the pits for from his drive-through, but I didn't think that would be a good idea.
Congrats, Higgs.
Thanks. That was a hard-fought win. This race.
I'm so excited to be out of the Janetta.
Higgs, what was your top speed at after Rouge?
Like 249.
Jeez.
Yeah, the McLarens will be the fastest through there.
I was gaining on Archie even when he was in the draft.
Yeah, I got 244 myself, but I tuned her down for like no downforce.
Yeah. You were slow in the corners and then fast in the straights. There was like nothing I could do.
You were faster in the corners. It was like through the not straights. I was just like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Diego giving me an apology in Discord.
I got 2 track limits warnings in the first like 2 laps, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, same. I had 2 after the first lap. I was like, shit.
I
threw me off a bit.
I got down to my last one when I was trying to get Murrah when he was doing the drive-through. I did not intentionally, but like went pretty hard into Eau Rouge. I got another track warning. I'm like, damn it.
Did you go around the barriers?
No, I was like just off the track. Like it was not anything nothing you wouldn't see like 500 times a race or so. But
yeah.
But it's a cut.
Yeah, my first limit, or only limit, was I had to be 3 millimeters or less over the curbing.
Yeah, I picked up both.
Such a pain sometimes.
All of mine came at Eau Rouge. No, one came at Blanchimont because I have to brake for Blanchimont.
I do slightly. I can carry my exit speed from there is like maybe 216 to 220.
I find you have to turn in like really early on Blanchimont.
I didn't notice what my exit speed was, but yeah, I had to get some weight on the front with the brake, tap of the brake to get it done. Could not do it without the brake. Like I tried lifting like hardcore, and it's like nope, still wide.
Man, who was it? I think Turcotte, or no, Muir and I were like side by side for half the lap or something like that. It was crazy.
I would have probably had Keckley and Murrah had I not gotten rear-ended, but oh well. We really gotta reduce the rear-ending of the car ahead of the car you're trying to overtake. We've been doing that a lot lately. It's not good. Let's go check out the replay.
Next 3D Speed race is a practice race on Wednesday, right, for Nürburgring?
Yes. I'll have the server up tomorrow.
Oh, my hands full with Burke.
Archie, my man, we gotta sort out your push to talk.
My what?
Your push to talk. We're getting like mic feedback the whole time from you.
Oh, sorry. I have a fan blowing on my face. It might be the wind noise.
I was chirping Jeff the whole race.
Alright, let's see here. I got rear end. Oh, I think I found it. Oh, Jesus, that was from so far back. Oh, that is terrible. I am like a good 100 meters ahead of him, and he still hits me. Jesus! Come on! And check out to see I overtook Cheney a little bit aggressively. So let's go see if I want to report myself for that or not.
I don't know.
Diego gets the sad panda. All right. Wait. Why is Trevor Cheney's car on the replay a completely different color? This is a bit weird.
What color is it?
He was yellow in the race, and now I got the replay up, and he's white and like light lime green. What? I'm confused. I'm confused.
Yeah, I think I saw him once, and he was in the TF Sport Aston. I thought.
That's when he's supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Maybe he loaded in two separate liveries, and it kept delivery, and maybe he changed it, and I'm seeing the change delivery. Maybe. I was looking at it for long enough, though. It was very yellow in the race, and now it's white.
Yeah. I think I'm going to use the Camaro next season.
I mean, not if you want to win.
I don't care so much about winning, but being literally in the Ginetta topping out halfway down the straightaway is pretty infuriating.
It's still a fun car, though.
I mean, you switched into that car, so you're getting.
I know.
You
I
are
wanted
getting
to do it.
zero sympathy.
Oh, I know. No, I don't want any sympathy. But I mean, I did it so we could have every car having race during the season, and I already had because I had my pedals break for the Suzuka race, and then I had to pull over when Turcotte had that issue in Laguna Seca, so my championship was over anyway. So I just switched to that for fun. But if I'm competitively racing, I don't think I could handle it in that car, even with only at the British tracks.
Yeah, he needed to give me more room there.
It would be
That's my
somewhat
thought.
well suited for that, but it still would be infuriating at Silverstone and any place with a long straightaway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the KTM was pulling me, which was crazy.
All right, so I think you should have given me more room there. You guys can leave comments if you disagree. I'm not going to report it because he gave up the spot. Like there's no need to get the steward involved. Maybe he will. I don't know. We'll see. But I think he tried to slam the door shut, and it didn't really work. That's my thought. So I've reported Diego over to the stewards, and that is the GT4 World Tour. I have no idea if I did what I needed to do to get a top 3 result. Let's have a look here. Let's pull it up. I'm not logged into Race App on this machine. That's a bit of a problem. So I'm going to have to go the long way. GT4 World Tour. Scoring details. So I think I got second in silver today. What does that pay out? So second pays out. Oh right, there's also drop score in this whole thing. Second top 10 of the season, actually. I had one at Laguna Seca. Of all places. I was 3 behind Keckley and 15 behind Yumbo. But they have no... probably not.
No.
Mondays are not good for the legs. And I don't like the GT4 cars.
Really?
Well, it's not that I dislike driving them. I dislike how the BOP with the GT4.
Yeah,
is
there's
right
like
now.
6 cars
not
that
good.
are competitive, and
It's-
everything else
yeah.
is not.
It's just not good. It's not very fun. And the difference is much more. Like in GT3, like an NSX is an air quotes uncompetitive car, but it's
It's
an
like-
uncompetitive car you can still do some things on the right track with. Whereas with this, it's like the Audi, it's hopeless. The Jetta, it's hopeless. The KTM, it's hopeless. The Maserati, it's hopeless.
The Maserati can be. I think Spa is the best track for it, but it's hard to drive.
I mean,
That's
it's hopeless because I think no matter how good you are, you're going to at some point make mistakes because of the lack of traction control and ABS.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's not that it can't put a single
that's
good
what I
lap
think.
in. It's not going to do a whole race.
Yeah.
And-
I agree.
And that basically leaves you McLaren, Porsche, Mercedes, Aston Martin. Like those are the only 4 cars really to look at. And then you could maybe stretch that for the BMW and the Camaro, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
so
go
that's-
with the Camaro next season.
So that's
for
a
sure.
that's a little bit lackluster. I mean, I don't know. I'll keep an open mind about it, but I don't.
I was gonna say,
I
don't race the Audi if you do.
I don't. Well, no, I'm never gonna race this Audi again. Like I think I started my onboard video by saying this is the last time you're seeing this car.
Yeah.
Peace out.